everyone. Hello, Nabob Green. Blessings. Hope I said that right. Oh my goodness. Holy shift. I had to, that's the biggest title that came to mind in this moment in time. So, just gonna kind of wait for people to flow in as usual. Hey, Cosmic Cat. Glad to see you here, beautiful sister. And everyone else, a little vocal activation. Hey, Johnny. God bless you. Thank you. William. Look at all these beautiful beings streaming in. Oh my gosh, you guys. So let's just dive into it. Continuing to flow with the insanity. I'm going to just share, what I've been seeing in myself and in people around me. But gosh, I mean, I just feel like this transformation is so strong and continuing to move through it. And even for myself, like right now, I'm like, I got all kinds of stuff going on. I got like Ascension Symptoms. And I know a few people who got stuff going on. It's like I feel like my third eye is like purging. And there's just like liquids coming out of my nose. Just like third eye boogers and stuff like that. Just cleansing and clearing. And every time I get something like this, I know that it's like I'm literally purging. What else? Stuff in my throat. Just stuff in my head. Like cold-like symptoms. Stuff like that. So, and that's also, combining with all the stuff, like the internal stuff that's been coming up. I just get this feeling like we are, gosh, I don't even know how to explain it, it's like a part of me just wants to say, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know how to say like what is going on. It's very multidimensional, but I know that 1111 portal was strong, and a big message I've got, and I saw other people were getting this too, of like lots of karmic things closing up. That's my cat. He says hello. Lots of things, like, again, coming with, like, those patterns, those thought patterns. It's almost like the ghosts of Christmas past, maybe, like, coming up to be seen again. So, again, just a reminder, I invite you to be so patient and compassionate with yourself, because I feel like there is so much power in seeing these things and observing these things. I feel like that, like, sometimes it actually is enough. It's like sometimes our egos, they see these problems are so complex, and so they expect that the answer has to be complex, when really sometimes the answer is quite simple, and a lot of it has to simply do with observing it, being able to see it. Because if you're observing it from your neutral perspective, you're already transforming it. It's not automatic anymore, because a lot of times these things were automatic or subconscious. And so when you're making the unconscious conscious, that is the work, and that is enough. So just a reminder, and I just want to affirm, if you're feeling these things, if you're feeling this massive transformation, because I've been in touch with some soul family, and I just know that, like, there's so many of us that are really, really, again, just transforming right now. I feel like a broken record player these past few months, but, like, it's so beautiful. It's, like, just all of these things that are arising. And thank you so much, Transcode du Jour, my beautiful friend, Mau Mau, for being here and for the super chat. Interesting, William, about stargazing and seeing the lights. Hey, Aid. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I definitely believe, though, that you're like, I can imagine what you're saying, especially in Australia. It sounds really interesting. Hi, Vince. Yeah, it would be an amazing book title, and it's just like, wow. But yeah, what else can you say? I guess like I really just want to affirm, like, if you're going through these things, like it's just that strong reminder that you're not alone. Sometimes we feel like we're the only ones that are going through this, but it's so funny how we're all in the same boat, really, like it's just such a reminder. And again, like sometimes our ego, it's so funny how, this poor ego, it just will want to latch onto its suffering and its trauma and its victimhood. And it's like it's just one of those things where it's like you gotta be aware of it and observe. Observe. Observation truly is enough. I feel like that's a big part of the stuff that's arising. You know, and I just feel, though, I really do feel, for anyone who's maybe feeling like they've been irritated or frustrated, I really just want to encourage you, because I feel like really strongly, like you might be feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of dealing with the same stuff again and again and again. But if it's coming up really strong and you're seeing it really, really clearly, just know that like that is a big shift happening, and it is life changing. And the thing about, the whole Scorpio energy, the whole dying and being reborn energy that is transformation, is, it's uncomfortable. There's that part of it that's just uncomfortable, and that's kind of how I've been feeling. I mean, again, like me having these symptoms, and I genuinely see it as whatever it is, you know, you could look at it from different perspectives, because I definitely can understand that. Um, but there's also planetary shifts that happen that affect us, and like, and I know this for a fact. Like, for example, like if you drink ayahuasca, for example, it's a really good metaphor for a lot of things, and you have really intense breakthroughs. A lot of times you do purge, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically. A lot of times you will have symptoms, you might get sick, because literally it's like this stuff comes out of you, and however it manifests. So that's just how I feel about it. As I'm like releasing this stuff, it's like, I just feel like I'm releasing all these old blockages, these things that have been like, um, what's the word? Kind of like blinding my clarity, in ways I don't even understand. And the subconscious is just so interesting. So, yeah, I just want to affirm those things right off the bat. Yeah, it's like shifts, but that's what I was saying, is it's the same thing with like these, collective shifts, like in our individual lives, as we're making like huge changes in our lives, whether we realize it or not. Um, and again, the planetary shifts, like everything is connected, so everything is literally shifting. So when you come, you have to release that density. It's like you have to let go of that, all this stuff. That's really the simple message where the ego is like, let go of the stuff that's killing you. Just let go of the stuff that's killing you. Again, the fear, the worry, the desperation. I feel like that's a big one that's been coming up for a lot of people. It's like, you ever notice, like, and that's like rooted in, again, like fear and scarcity and lack, like how desperate and clingy our ego can be, and how unnecessary it is, because it's like, we don't like when people are clingy to us, so it's like when you try to be clingy towards things, um, it's like oftentimes, again, it's like that attachment thing. The more you attach and try to cling to things, it's like the more they will evade you, with that fear, that survival, you know. Because I just feel like fear is such a big one that's coming up, and it manifests in so many different ways. I'm just kind of riffing off of that. But and thank you, Eternal Truth. I do see that. Thank you so much. Oh. Hello, Thoth. Love. Yeah. Joe. Scott. Blue Rage. Look at all these beautiful friends. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the trickery comes from many different places. I am all over the place, you guys. I knew this was going to be a really vulnerable live because, like, literally I feel so, like I really just have been resting and I really need to just rest as much as I can, but I couldn't resist coming on and just vibing with you guys, at least for a little bit today, because this is truly my joy, just to be here. But, so yeah, I appreciate your patience with me, but how can I resist coming on here when this shit is literally so potent? It's literally, I don't remember the last time I was this, like, what the fuck is even going on? Like, for real, you know, and I trust it and I'm flowing with it, but I'm seriously like, wow, like, okay, like, really humbling myself, you know, and really surrendering to my higher self, like, deeply, like, it's so interesting how easily we can like revert back to some of those old patterns of control. You know, I guess I just really want to flow on this fear thing, the fear, the control, the desperation, the lack, the scarcity. It's just like, sorry, I'm reading your comments. It's so, I love hearing you guys' perspective on things. Thank you, Eternal Truth. That's so sweet. Yeah, William, I feel that. That's a hard one. I truly hope that, you know, things really, really, you know, get free there, get more free. But going back to what I was saying about the fear, and you know, I'll share a story, an example of something that I was going through is. I feel like I like hit this like 0 point really, really strong and really, really consistently. Like unbelievably so, just like super present and just I don't know how else to explain it. Just super present, super just tapping into like some seriously high joy and everything, you know, more than I ever felt like working out and just everything just like flowing so smoothly. And then you know, I feel like that it's that ego part that wants to cling to that. And then like it's that survival mode that it's so interesting how it can slowly like creep in. And so I just noticed that, you know, I kind of talked about that in my last couple of videos about how it's like how quickly and almost you can fall out of your presence. So that's really my main focus right now. Like fall out of the surrender state that I was in, I guess is what I'm, you know, trying to say in other words. Because when you're in that flow and you're truly in that surrender, in that intentional surrender, it's like it's such a beautiful state. It doesn't mean that everything is necessarily always perfect, but you're just flowing. You're just flowing. You know, it's very, very freeing, you know, and then if you have those, my cat is chiming in, like those attachments start to come in, or those, it's almost like, you know, those like knee-jerk reactions, those coping mechanisms, again, those ghosts from Christmas past. You know, I feel like for a lot of people, like they notice a lot of those things are coming up, but they're coming up to be cleared. Like this is such a releasing time. That's genuinely the message that I've been getting. Like that 1111 portal of, that 1111 portal was strong, you guys. I don't know about you, but I feel like that was seriously, like, we're really working on some deep things here. Like, there's just no words for it, you guys. There's just no words for it. I feel like I repeat myself, but it's seriously like, the words that come to mind is karmic cycles, like ending. So it's like, that means we're really stepping into really, really new territory. But, so one thing that I started to do is I'm gonna really check in with myself more often and be like, am I being present? You know, am I really like, do I fully trust that I am right where I'm supposed to be right now? Like, am I being desperate? Am I being needy to the universe? Like, I need this or I need that, because I don't need anything. It's like, when you really, it's just that, it's that paradox of true abundance and true love, true presence. It's like when you're really present, you know that you don't need anything outside of you to be whole and complete. And then that's the funny thing is when you really resonate in that wholeness, it's like you're a magnet and everything just like comes to you, everything just like literally magnetizes towards you. I need to let my cat outside. He is gonna be a terror, so 1 second. Google. So yeah, let's just check back in with everything. Yes, saturating gratitude. Exactly. Oh gosh. The things that come out. Oh man, I can imagine. Yeah, I actually do have some ivermectin, so maybe I'll give that a try. I'm not really too worried about it because it's really not that bad. I feel like I'm like already almost over it, but still just like really need to like take it easy and yeah. So it's just strange. I haven't done that in a while. 11:11 UK time. Can you speak about what the moment of human awakening will be like and the new world afterwards? Oh yeah, that's so beautiful. It's like it's a really good question because it's something that I don't know, I feel like we have to be really, really humble as far as how and how long, like how long it's going to be with humanity. But nonetheless, it is going to happen, and I have seen just such beautiful, it's just like, it's kind of like that return back to, I feel like what we all deep down already know, what we all remember, like just the true unity, the true peace, the true love, the true fun and the joy, just higher level beingness that we can tap into now. But yeah, it's like there's still I don't know, there's just a lot of shadow to still go through. That's for sure. I'm very humble to that there's a lot of shadow, for us to work through. And, I feel really motivated about that. I feel really inspired. I'm really grateful for all the progress we have already made. Life is just so multidimensional in how you can see, your reality really so much becomes what you focus on. So you can focus on, this is what I focus on, and I see it all around me. And but then every now and then, usually it'll be like someone brings my attention to something crazy, some crazy pocket of the universe. Like I don't know. There's certain places in the world where things just run rampant, like. And then it's like, it's in those moments that it's like, yeah, it's just, I guess it's just a reminder, but sorry, I'm kind of like going all over the place, but it's all connected. But yeah, it's like, what I see is the new paradigm. It's so beautiful. I mean, it's just like, it's such harmony. It's home, it's really like what we all, it's like what we all already know. It's what we all came from, and it's what we all came here for, to get to that, evolutionary point again. And this time it'll be, I think, even more beautiful, after, because of all the things we've been through, navigating this density and such deep density in being able to, come here and literally be in it and transform it and transmute it. I mean, that is just so beautiful. It's truly unbelievable that, it's just such a miracle that we get to be here and we get to be a part of it. And that's something that truly motivates me and inspires me every day, that I can't be that bummed out about it, because I just feel like I remember the downfall so well, the downfall and how, in a way disappointing and rough that was, to be in this shit but also be on the decline. So now to be, in this shit but be on the uprising, it's like, it just activates that warrior spirit in me, and we all have that warrior spirit that's just so bold and so brave and so, relentless in a way, just like, we are here for this. This is why we're here. So it's very motivating to focus on that. This is why, if you're here, this is probably why you're here, is this mission. And it's just such a blessing. So I'm really looking forward to, how this continues to unfold. Like, speaking of this, specific point in time, whatever is happening now. Because I just see it all around again with myself, my friends, my clients. It's like huge shifts that are happening and big cycles that are being seen and broken on deeper levels than ever. And it really feels like we're being freed. And honestly, that's the message I get. And I really do trust that. And I really do feel that, is that, we're entering a new paradigm, as far as some of this really dense shadow, because you can actually see how it's really beautiful, how you can see, like, again, staying humble, because the human shadow is still there and it still can be so strong, but you can definitely, at least I can, tangibly see how much the shadow has, like, been chipped away at, at this point. There's things like 5 years ago that we were struggling with that were impossible, that now it's like common knowledge. At least that's how I see it, amongst the spiritual community, at least, or, awakened people. It's like, so you can kind of see that stuff and see how tangible, like, this awakening really is, and how much work we've been doing on the collective. And it just seriously gives me goosebumps, and it fills me with so much gratitude to see so many brave and beautiful souls doing this work. Something I was thinking the other day as well is, like, I've had multiple times in my life where, I've just been so, what's the word? Life is just so intense. Like, to be so, like, I don't know, not to be dramatic, but I'm going to be, honest, like, points in life where you feel so utterly broken that you're just like, it's the dark night of the soul, That's what I guess I mean that I'm saying. And in retro, I mean, that's never fun to go through. I don't think there's any way you can make it fun. There's no way you can really make it comfortable, because it's like, that's the whole point, is to feel that raw, like, feeling. But in retrospect, when you look back upon those times in your life, if you're not in it anymore, how can you not say, like, what a blessing that was to feel that, like, not only as a human, but, like, just as a cosmic, divine, eternal being. Like, it just feels like such a privilege to be able to feel, like, so much, to have, because this is the thing, is like, it's not that you just got to feel that, like, really dense, dark, like, pain, but you got to experience what it was like to come out of that and transform yourself out of that. Like, there's nothing that replaces that. So when I think about that, it just makes me so inspired and so grateful to be who I am, and to, have these experiences that I've had. And yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to, remind you guys of that, because it's just reminders like that can help us so much, because so much of it is, like, remembering. So that's something, I've never thought of this before, but I have, like, this idea of, like, I'm going to have this prompt of questions I can ask myself, you know, every day and check in with myself, like, am I really being present or am I trying to control things? You know, do I really believe and know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be, or am I trying to like project myself into something else? Because usually when we do that, again, it's like we're giving our power away. And there's so many things that it's like, you know, that's one of the things that's coming up for me is like, I'm so sick of giving my power away. Hey Chad, T.I., Jim, it's good to see you. I'm glad to see you here. I love your videos. Anna, oh my goodness, I was thinking about you. Oh my gosh, I've been thinking about you. I need to send you a message. You are so beautiful. Thank you. What was I saying? Oh yeah, something I'm so tired of that I've been playing in, and I see it so clearly, is I'm so tired of giving my power away. Hi, Brett. To things that literally, like, it seems so obvious in the mind, but it can be so hard in practice, at least for, you know, a lot of people, you know, especially if you are, I would say, like, one of these people that is really sensitive to, you know, giving your power away to anything, you know, and especially, like, voices, you know, whether it's people or voices in your own head or, like, you know, that those entities and those things, like giving your power away to, like, the haters or the doubters or the non-believers, you know, the people that don't believe in you, the people that don't believe in your dreams or in your expressions or in, you know, your, like, who you are. It's just like I see that so strongly in some ways, and it's just like, isn't that just crazy? It just blows my mind. What was I gonna say on that? I lost my train of thought. Hi, Sandy. Beautiful souls. Thank you, Anna. It's just so beautiful to gather here. It really is. It's just like, I feel like we're all together at a round table. I mean, I wish I could talk, like, I wish you guys could also, like, talk too. That's my goal, like, at some point, is to, like, actually have more people on here. I feel like that would be cool. So, oh yeah, I was just talking about, like, just being, like, really embracing your voice. Like, you know, not just even, I mean, speaking and singing and these kinds of things really help with that, but just your offerings to the world, your gifts to the world. You know, I feel like so many of us feel like, it's just like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, there's no time to be, like, held back anymore by the doubters and the people who don't believe in you, because anyone who ever is gonna, like, if you have, like, your authentic expressions, because this is what we need, this is what our human race depends on, is, like, people expressing the truth and people expressing, you know, their expressions, however that is for you. Like, I feel like this is something that we really need. This is how, you know, this is a big part of how we shift, and so many people hold back in whatever ways because, again, like, I don't know if it's like they fear rejection, or they fear not being seen, or being made fun of, or embarrassed, or sounding stupid, or, you know, all of these things that you're not alone. You know, we all feel these things. You know, I feel these things a lot, and I've really had to break through them, and I still have to, you know, continue to break through these things. And I don't know, I just want to, you know, remind you that, especially, you know, anyone who's ever gonna, like, hate on your voice, because sometimes you see this, especially me, because I make YouTube videos, so it's like, it's mostly so much love, but sometimes you see, like, it's literally crazy. It honestly, you know, it's literally mind-blowing when you see it, or you see it on, like, other people's videos, people who come in and, like, try to just spread, like, this crazy hatred, or, like, they try to come in and, like, whatever, you know, whether it's doubt, or people they ignore you, or dismiss you, or whatever it is. Yeah, like, there's no, it's like those people, it's not about you at that point. If they're literally, I mean, it's one thing for constructive criticism, but if people are actually like spewing hatred at you, you can guarantee it's like, it's not you. Like, it's them. Like, their jealousy, you know, their bitterness, their lack of belief in themselves, like their entities, the stuff they got going on in them. So I don't know if anyone needed to hear that, but just a reminder, like, use your voice, you know, it's like, it's just so important. It's a huge part of how, you know, we really, really lead by example and shift. And we need each other's voices. It's really important to reflect back to each other and share our gifts, you know. So that's something that I'm learning more and more every single day, because that's what I mean when you someone if, and it could be anything, if someone like criticizes you or judges you or whatever, it's like, if you, and I know it's hard, it's easier said than done, but it's like, if you let that affect you and stop you and you start silencing yourself and censoring yourself, you're giving your power away to them. And that's what I mean, is like, those are the people that least deserve it, because it's not going to be inspiring, uplifting, healthy people in your life that are ever going to do that to you. They're never going to do that to you. There's nobody, there's no wise, brave, like, inspiring person that's ever going to come to you and be like, you're not good enough, or like, this is stupid, or like, this is horrible, or like, just give up, or like, whatever it is, you know, whatever these voices are. That's never going to be a thing. It's always going to be those people coming from the bottom of the barrel, like, trying to stop you. And like, they only matter if you're like giving your power away to them and listening to them, and it has to do with actually just being insecure in yourself. So just remember, you know, if that's the case, it's important to really, really love yourself more. You know, I love myself more than I've ever loved myself, and I'm still being asked to love myself more and more every single day. So I know that, you know, that's always, again, like I said before, like, if you need to simplify, you need more love with any problem. However that, you know, may translate. You always need more and love, more and more and more love. All right, William. Yay, have a beautiful surf. That sounds so beautiful. It's cold here, so I would love to be surfing in the beautiful ocean in the sun. Have so much fun. Hi, Stinson. Thank you so much, Brett, for your generosity. That's so, so sweet, beautiful. Hi, Night's Light. Thank you, Sandy. That's so cool. I love the ocean. I think that's my favorite, one of my favorite things about beautiful earth and the nature. So yeah, just a reminder though, you know, just really, really honor yourself, you know, honor your voice, honor your expressions, because it's so deep, you guys. Like, even if you don't care what people think about you, I feel like we still hold back so much, like, because we think it's not important, you know. And literally, sometimes it really is so important, you know, our authentic expressions, what we need to say, are unique, because again, there's no one like you. There's no one who has the same voice as you know, again, physically or energetically. So it's like, we compare ourselves amongst ourselves. You know, you might compare yourself to this person or that person. Well, I don't have that, or I should be more like that. And again, always, it's actually, you need to be more you. You know, you need to be more you. How can you be more you? You know, how can you be even more authentic, you know, and real and creative in your expressions? It's a deep one, you guys, because so many of us are programmed to think that we're not good enough, or like, it has to be a certain way, or like, you know, it's just like it's just that unworthiness, it's just that fear. So just a reminder, you know, however this applies to you, your voice is so important, your energy is so important, your unique vibration is so important. And just to talk about the actual physical voice, our voice is our greatest medicine, one of our greatest medicines. I truly do believe that. Like, everything about it, the tone, like our unique own individual voice, the tone of our voice, you know, the cadence of our voice, the accent of our voice, like the rhythm of our voice, every single thing, the vibrations of our voice are meant to heal us. You know, that's why I encourage singing and sounding to anyone, whether you consider yourself a musician or not. It's a really, really powerful form of healing. And so, but, you know, and part of the reason I bring that up is why your voice is so important is because, you know, again, like, it's that unique, those unique energies of your voice that other people are going to, can receive, like, so much inspiration and activation from naturally, you know, to the point where sometimes, and it's the same with, I feel like myself, it's like sometimes I feel like it's not even the words I say, it's just the energy that I'm giving. And I feel like like my voice, like I've had people tell me that before, and I think it's true, you know, that it's actually like, it's a deeper thing, you know, it's a deeper thing than that. So just, there's so much power in your voice. It's so beautiful, it's so unique, it's so needed. Even if it doesn't sound like this person or that person, like, it's so, and it's just, this is just another fractal into everything that I'm trying to say of, like, it's just crazy how us as we really, all us as we are right now truly is so beautiful and so perfect, you know. And it's so hard for our egos to understand that. We think we need this and we need that and we need this. And it's just so multidimensional because it's like we are creator beings. So it's like, yes, you can have that and you can, you know, expand into these things and transform yourself. And like, it's good to have, you know, these expansions and these creations and these manifestations. But it's just such a fine line of like, you don't need them though to be complete. And again, it's like when you already feel whole and complete, that's, you know, I think that's that juicy 0 point moment when you're feeling whole and complete and you don't need anything, and you're a magnet, so things just literally come to you. You know, and it's having that relationship, you know, with these things in your life. You know, if somebody is being really, really needy to you and they're like, just constantly like begging you for something, like, you know what I mean, like, isn't that just such a weird energy? And yet that's often how our egos can be towards, like, you know, different attachments that we have. It's like, oh, I need that, oh, I need, it's like we're like these golems, you know. And this is everyone, like, let's just be honest, this is everyone. Like, you know, it's so crazy how, it's just so crazy how, like, our minds can play such tricks on us, thinking that we're unworthy, that we're not good enough because we don't have this or that. And then, but if you look at, you know, even if you look at the people that already have, say, everything that you think you want, those people are often, they're also still dealing with the same stuff, you know, in one way or another. They're still dealing with their egos. They're still dealing with everything. So if you think about it that way, it's like we're all honestly in the same boat in our own way. You know, it's not separate. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not like everybody knows what's going on and then, like, you know, you are just singled out and you don't even know what's going on. Because sometimes I know how it is. That's how our mind can play tricks on us. And just remember, it's an illusion. Another illusion is that you're stuck in it when really things are always moving. You know, even for me going through this transformation I'm going through right now on every level, you know, I'm having fun with it. I really am having fun with it, but there's certain points that it's like, it's just uncomfortable, man. And it's fine, you know, it's fine. Like, I just embrace that as well because I trust it, and I trust that it's just that part of that transformation. It's like the diamonds turning into the, or what is it? How it takes immense pressure to make diamonds. You know, it's just like the transformation, the caterpillar turning into the butterfly, you know, all of these fractals. It's like, I know this process all too well. So I just, again, really want to remind everyone, you know, if you're feeling this intensity, you know, it's still going up. And I know that it's just such a blessing, and I'm so excited to see, you know, the blessings and the beauties that continue to unfold from it. And how are you guys doing, by the way? I always love to see how you guys are feeling. Are you guys going through anything in particular? Are you going through similar things as I am, or maybe you're on a totally different perspective, totally different side of the spectrum? Yeah, I love these reflections. Let me try. I think I missed a question. Prince says, are you trying to carry your memory through death? Possible. The whole reincarnation with a memory wipe model is the one part of this realm is God's liver idea that really alienates me. I hope I can answer this question right. I think I know what you mean. I don't really feel attached to that. I don't know if you, because I feel like all of our memories are already recorded in the Akashic records, so it's like they're always there anyways, they're always accessible. This is just my experience from what I've seen, as somebody who goes in the Akashic records and also does past life regressions. These memories are all eternally there. It's just a matter of being able to access them. And memories are kind of similar to stories in that they, you can learn a lot. They can teach you, they can remind you, they can show you a lot of things, but, ultimately I think it the biggest, it's all in the present. Chad, or I keep wanting to call you Chad, because that's your name. I don't know what is better. So people know who I'm talking about, the Chad T.I. I stopped sleeping, so that's pretty cool. You stopped sleeping completely? That's crazy. I don't know. I will say, though, I was sleeping, like, insane amounts of hours, like 12 hours a night, like, almost every night. Crazy, like, sleeping a lot, and I haven't been doing that lately, so that's crazy. Love to you as well, Stinson. Thank you so much for sharing these beautiful reflections. Yeah, and speaking on the voice, that's why people moan in pain. Exactly. Sometimes your body literally lets out involuntary sounds because it has to get that energy out. I should do a whole segment on, for anyone who's not familiar with like voice activations and sounding and healing, somatic sounding. Just giving yourself permission to make sound. Like find, for example, like the pain in your body. Like say you have like a tightness in your throat or anxiety in your chest or whatever the case is, if you can find it and give it a voice, what does it sound like? And it might sound weird. It's not about sounding good. It might sound like really, really ugly, but it's like I've had such incredible experiences. I try to do that as often as I can, actually, to like give sound to those aches in my body, because it's like a journey you go on with this sound, because you just make these sounds and it's intuitive. You just flow with it. It's probably gonna be weird sounds, again, it might be like moans or like drones or like, whatever. It could even be like whimpering things or whatever. But you keep following it and following it and following it, and then eventually it evens out, and then it turns into like something harmonious if you follow it all the way to the end. And it's like, and you feel it, like I literally feel it in my body. Like I literally transmute pain, like actual physical pain that way, so it's a really powerful thing you can do. Look at all these amazing people. I just love it so much. Thank you guys for being here. Lost a close relationship, not sure what went wrong. It's a hard one. Hope I'm not missing anything. Yeah, exactly. Just keep working on yourself. Thank you, Ashman. That really is the key. Relationships, I should do a whole thing on relationships, because I feel like relationships can be one of the, I want to say like, it's one of the more challenging things, because it's hard enough to deal with yourself sometimes. And then when you have another person, there's so many different elements involved as well. Like, am I projecting, or is this person doing this to me, or, what's going wrong? But ultimately, I feel like that's something you can always be safe with, is coming back to yourself and, finding those parts of you that, that were hurt, and really loving those parts yourself. That is the most beautiful, important thing you can do, because, yeah, I feel like that's the thing with the spiritual journey, is like relationships can literally just like, sometimes like, like unalign and align really quickly. Like people can just like leave your life like really quickly, and or like I've had also like I've had a lot of that. Like I had like a whole lot of people just leave my life, and at the time I was like, wow, like this is kind of sad. These are people that have been in my life for a really really long time. And as time went on, I was like, oh yeah, that's why those people had to leave my life, because it wasn't aligned at all. It was like, it's like those people have been keeping me, you know, down in a totally different octave of consciousness that I didn't truly want to be in. So, it was a blessing. But I've also had soul family come in my life, like, boom, like, like really incredible soul family. Like, that's such a beautiful thing to just, and again, you know what, that when that happens when you're loving yourself. When you're really loving yourself, that's when, like, these beautiful soul family connections like just can come in seemingly out of the blue, and that's just such a rewarding feeling. Soul family is different, you guys. It's like relationships is a hard one, I feel like, because a lot of people too, I feel like, have like a lot of guilt and shame around their relationships. Like maybe you feel obligated to people that maybe aren't actually like for your greatest and highest good. So just remember to have compassion for yourself. And, I don't know if anyone needs to hear this, but like, it's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to, if there's people in your life that have like stuff for you that isn't genuine love, it's okay to say no. It's okay to not have, you don't have to give your energy away and away and away, because that can be really, really draining. And it's not personal. It's just, something that we do. Okay, let me go back up. I'm kidding. Yeah, has it been a while to it really has, you guys. I mean, I feel like I always say that, but Thoth asks, what is the end game of spirituality? I feel like there is no end game. It just kind of is. It's just like the prime reality, right? It's just like, it's like, what's the end game of Earth? I feel like could be be a good question. Okay, let me keep going down. Yeah. Wow. Wow, you haven't slept since Friday morning? Wow. I literally couldn't even remember what day it is, and it's Moon Day. Literally, that's how disoriented that I feel right now. That's crazy, but I mean, I guess that's how it is. Well, I hope you get some rest. Sometimes if you can't sleep, it's good to at least get some rest and like lay down and like, at least calm the mind. I've heard that can be, sometimes just as restful as sleep. Okay. I'm trying to go back. Yeah. The Akashic Records is really, really important. It's really, really beautiful. It really is something you can, it's something that is, something we can access within us that can give us a lot of insight and a lot of answers. Hi, Norman. Yeah, exactly. Transcode du jour. Being fully present is the biggest thing that we can do. Yeah. Yeah. So much yes. I just love reading this, you guys. It's so beautiful. Yeah, if you don't feel called to like exploring past lives, then obviously it's not something you're supposed to be doing right now. Yeah, exactly, to learn and ascend. Oh my gosh, you guys are starting to ask some really good questions here. I've been rubbing my eyes like old people. Works well. It's funny. It's definitely better than nothing. Do you think we will ever colonize Antarctica, unexplored continents, and uh, past Antarctica? Oh my gosh, that is such a beautiful inquiry. And isn't that just so fascinating, to get into the topic of Antarctica? And I believe it was Annie D brought up flat Earth. Yeah. Oops. So it's like that's such a debate that I see people get so heated about. Um, I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. I feel like because like there's been a few times in the past where I say I'm talking about the Earth and I say planet and I don't even mean it like personally. Like I don't mean to say like, and people would get so triggered and be like, it's not a planet. It's like, okay, well, I wasn't even talking about that. But anyways, I'm just being silly. But, you know, as concerning that stuff, I recently saw a video. Yes. Oh my gosh. Mau Mau, Transcode du jour. I was literally just about to say that. I was just about to say that. Rising Phoenix A.U.R.A, one of my most beautiful friends and mentors and teachers, has such an amazing video about Antarctica and the Earth, and she calls it I think Terra Infinita, about the dome, um, and about what's going on with that, and the, as she calls it, the ice walls beyond Antarctica and what really is actually beyond that. So I highly recommend that. Like that's like the best take on it that I've ever heard. You know, hands down, because like some of that stuff is so, it's interesting, like I can understand why it's interesting and I can see why it can be relevant, but yeah, I agree that it's like it's such a divisionary tactic and people literally go so insane over that, in my opinion. It's like people literally I've seen people get so aggressive about it. It just blows my mind. But yeah, I highly recommend, if you're interested in that, like she has a video. She has like multiple videos about it recently, and she has a video about Antarctica, and you can find that on Rising Phoenix A.U.R.A.'s channel. And she has a clip of it, but you have to go to Vimeo. She has the link of it to actually see the video because it's obviously sensitive content, because it is stuff that is really, really hard to talk about on YouTube. It is actually stuff that they don't want you to know or think about. And she just explains it so beautifully. I really, really resonate with her take on that. And that's some deep stuff. That is a game changer in your reality, I would say, and how this stuff works, and the infinite realms that are around us. So let's see. Thank you, Brett, again. I'm so grateful that could be helpful to you. Yeah, I'm so glad you could see it too. It's hard, it can be a hard thing. I know that's one of the most relationships is a very important topic. It's a very, very important topic. And he says, A, let them get triggered. Exactly, for sure. Like as I was just saying, you can't let that stop you. It's just, it's too late for that. I mean, like, come on. And, I'd say thicken your skin, thicken your shields. Why would you let these, people that are, don't let people hold you back from speaking the truth. So many beautiful comments. What are your thoughts on chemtrails? Yeah, I mean, I see them. Honestly, whenever I see them, I always say, like, I did not consent to that. And I always, this is kind of like a little psychic tip, is like I will imagine, like, and you can do this in your own way, but I will actually imagine, I always shield myself. You guys already know. And if you haven't watched Staying Sovereign in the Matrix, please watch it. But, I always shield myself in my home anyways. But if I see chemtrails, I'll definitely interact and I'll say, like, I don't consent to that. and I'll like to put like some kind of like a shield over them, and I'll say something like, shield, like for all the higher selves that don't consent to, the effects of these chemtrails, like may they be shielded, you know, maybe with the assistance of Archangel Michael. And, I feel like that helps. Yeah, I don't fear them. Again, I don't give my power away. I'll tell you, that was one of the things that used to piss me off the most when I was in high school, because I remember I would drive to school and I would see, and that would have been like, 2014 and 15, when it was like, I don't know, I feel like that, at least from in my area, that was like some of the worst times, worst spraying, like unbelievable, like truly just like grotesque, undeniable. And they used to trigger me so much. But yeah, now it's like I really truly feel like, we live in a like a contract based universe. So when you say you don't consent to that, it really does change the energy. Unfortunately, again, there's that loophole where, negative entities will take almost anything as consent. So that's why you have to really say like no, I do not consent to that. And then, if you can, again, I would say always shield yourself, and if you can, shield that. And it really does work. I feel like sometimes if I'm outside and I do that, it sounds crazy. Like I still sometimes, like, I know this stuff is real, but I can't help but feel like a nutcase sometimes just talking about this stuff. But like I'll literally notice, like, I'll like do what I just said, like I'll shield it and from all higher selves, like all the higher selves, because I don't want to infringe on anyone, in any way. I always say that, without harming anyone, because it's just, you can't infringe on people. It's like not good karma, even if like, if you just can't overstep people's boundaries, even if you feel like it's for their best. You gotta respect people's boundaries. But, for all the higher selves, most, like with anything, most higher selves will say like, yeah, I don't consent to that. And I swear, it's like every time I do that, it's like I'll see them go in the same spot and do it again, and then I'll do it again, and then it's like, what is even going on here? Are we having like a competition? But again, I don't give my power away to that anymore. I really, I know my shields are strong, and I know that that is powerful. So it's actually such a great act of service when you can do something like that. Similar to like, if you know how, it's like similar to like, healing, like doing good work or healing the land, or clearing entities and stuff like that. It's like, it's just one of those things that if you know how to do it, you can really, assist. But, yeah, interesting topic. Right. Evil works with contracts they assume you agree to if you don't protest. Exactly. And that's exactly what makes it evil, you know. That's one of the big reasons why it is evil, and what makes black magic is because they're trying to do it against your will, and they're trying to actually cause harm. Very inverted. Yeah, I pay attention to the sky. I just was one of those people who I'm always looking at the sky, so I can't help but notice strange phenomena in the sky. Thank you so much. Transcode du jour, you guys. It's almost been an hour. I always do this. I'm always like, I'm just gonna step on for a second, for whatever reason. Like today, I'm like, I'm just gonna step on for a second because I'm feeling, again, I got like this cold going on, and I just feel like my thoughts are all over the place and all these things. But I'm just so grateful because I feel like such magic happens when we create this vortex, when we create this field. As soon as I go live, and these beautiful souls, that come, and and even in the replay, it's just so inspiring. It's so beautiful. I'm so grateful to be a part of it and to be with you guys. And yeah, it's so beautiful. I don't know what else to say other than that. It's like, wow. So, is there anything else? Is there anything else that we should get into? I feel pretty complete with that. Again, just really affirming that you're not crazy, whatever you're going through right now. It really is an intense time. I see it again with people in my life. A lot of my clients, are having major breakthroughs right now. It's a potent portal. I mean, we had the eclipse portal, the 11/11 portal. Um, Scorpio energy coming in strong. We're kind of just past that midpoint of the Scorpio, death and rebirth, Phoenix, beautiful energy. So yeah, it's just potent times, you guys. One last question, and it's kind of a deep one. What do you think the vaccine is? I took it because I didn't want to lose my job, but I don't think that it will kill me. Yeah, that's a deep one. And my biggest thing that I'll say on that is what the vaccine is and what it does, and this is just my perspective, it is something that can be healed. And it is something that can be cleared. If you notice symptoms of it, I've seen that firsthand. It's such a touchy subject, and it's not that I'm shying away from it, but I just don't want to. I'm really mindful of, I don't want to harm anyone with, my perspective of it and what I've seen. I don't want to, bring fear into anybody's mind that could cause harm, But I will say that, it is something that can be cleared, that can be healed. It affects people differently. I think ultimately what it is it's, I think the people who are so full of hatred and fear and resentment, those kinds of people that are really, really locked in, I think it affects people like that a lot more, I feel. Because it's the biggest thing I'll say is I feel like it's a contract. So the biggest thing you could say is I don't consent to that. You can take your power back, if that makes sense. And, things that I offer R.A.A. and R.A.A., and there's other R.A.A. and R.A.A. practitioners. Again, Rising Phoenix Aurora is the founder of that, and you can learn it, everything from her. But, in this line of work, we've had people with, vaccine side effects been able to fully heal and clear from it, because we find it's very much a spiritual thing. So yeah, so it's definitely something you can heal from. So yeah, that's good that you haven't had any side effects. I feel complete with that. I hope that answers your question. I feel like it does. Yeah. Lots of water. And it's we live like that anyways, don't we? I know I do. I feel like I'm always doing everything I can to eat healthy, especially, going through what I'm going through right now. It's I'm really making sure I'm eating healthy and, fasting when I can, and, getting the sun, and doing intentional movements and working out, keeping my body good and things of that nature. So, I'm always kind of not detoxing, and some people get obsessed with it, but, I do, detox type things pretty regularly to just keep clearing myself and healing myself and nourishing myself and, loving myself, self-care and self-love, no matter what, it's such an important thing. So I feel like if you're doing that kind of stuff and, just being really aware, then, you'll be fine. And, again, if it is ever something you're concerned about, then, getting a, R.A.A. Reiki or a hypnosis healing is something that will be really beneficial to you, because that's something where, we can go in and actually remove a lot of the stuff that we see that can happen because of that. So, yeah. All right, beautiful friends. I feel complete with that. We'll do a quick little meditation or divine affirmation, if you will. Transcode du jour. And I think that this is complete, you guys. So much love to you, so much gratitude. Thank you for being with me here in this moment, you know, with this craziness, even despite, you know, the all over the placeness. It's just so beautiful. And thank you, all the beautiful souls that donated, you know, not expected, but so very appreciated. Yes, they are gaining momentum. I can feel it. It's so good. It's so awesome to be in this vortex. So let's just end it with a beautiful little prayer, and we'll be on our way in this beautiful rest of your week. Have a beautiful rest of your week. You know, just remember, you're going into this week with so much more knowledge than you went into last week. And so there's a lot of fun in that. There's a lot of freedom in that. You know, it's like, I feel this huge, like, uprising kind of energy this week. If you're still here, just take a moment to breathe. Come back to the breath, the sacred pillar of life. Let out an audible sigh and just let it all out. Check back in with your presence, the present moment. Come back into your heart, into your eternal peace. Taking a moment to just let go of all that does not serve you. Just let go of whatever you feel like is weighing you down right now. Any fears, any doubts, any worries, any lacks. In this moment, allow yourself to just really release them and be free again. And remember who you are. That you're here for a reason. That you have a unique gift. That you have a medicine that only you have. For a moment, think about this. What's the first word that comes to mind when you think of your own unique medicine, your own unique gifts? Just breathe with that for a second. And honor yourself for being here and using this gift to the best of your ability to heal yourself, to serve others, to assist the earth. It's so beautiful. Feeling this self-love, feeling this infinite worth because you have intrinsic value just for being alive, just for being a child of God. You don't have anything to prove or earn in this respect. You are already whole and complete. You are a precious child of God, and you are so important. So loved, so appreciated and celebrated. Just feel that love within you and allow it to, intend that it expands and fills your whole body. And as you listen to these beautiful healing tones, just focus on this love and freely spreading it to every part of your body, every part of your being, knowing that there's infinite love just flowing in, infinite, infinite, infinite love just flowing in effortlessly. Really feel and focus in on this powerful love and let it activate you in this special moment, because if you're here, you are meant to be here today. Let's burst this beautiful love out into our whole entire field. 3, 2, 1. Burst it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Whew. Thank you for this beautiful moment and this experience and this infinite love and gratitude and freedom that is all around us. May we continue to love ourselves and each other more and more and more. May we continue to step into our power unapologetically and be who we are and be the light and be the love and be the force that we want to be in the world. May we continue to be a magnet to all the beauty and joy and love and prosperity that is a part of our birthright. May we continue to be whole and present in who we are now. And so it is. All my love to you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your night and rest of your week. I will see you soon.